Hello everyone, welcome to the Officer series of ABM. As you know, in Officer series we are covering all the numericals, objective questions, case studies, okay, for all the subjects ABM, BFM, ABFM, BRBL. Yesterday I took one on special demand, working capital, right? I took one, yesterday was a huge demand. So I took working capital. Today what we will be doing is, we will be dealing with simulation, chapter number 6 of module A. Your last chapter, I think so. Yeah, last chapter in module A. So here we will be covering various objective questions and case study as well. I will be covering one case study also at the end. So watch the video completely. Okay? Which of the following statement regarding simulation is correct? Simulation is a way of studying effects of changes in the real world through models. Means changes in the real through models. Means before applying it to the real world, we are studying it through models, creating some prototype, right? Simulation B1. Simulation is the imitation of some real thing or process. Imitation, prototype. Like we go in the builder's office, right? Whenever you want to purchase a new flat, you go to the builder's office. There the prototype of that building is kept always, right? By the builder. That will show you all the things. This will be the building, this will be the shopping mall, this will be the garden, everything will be shown to you. See, in simulation, it is tried to imitate a system or environment in order to predict the actual behavior, right? And all of the above. So, which of them is correct regarding simulation? What do you think? See, one thing has happened now. As a banker, as a professional, you must know. Now, 3D printing has come a long way. So 3D printing has given many changes in the simulation business. Okay? You can create various outcomes and you can directly print it online using 3D printing. 3D, three-dimensional. Okay, this is just for your information. So in simulation, which are the important ones or which are the correct ones over here? Obviously, all of the above, right? All of the above. Correct? These are all of the above. Got it? Next. Acting out or mimicking an actual or probable real life situation or event to find a cause of the past occurrence or to forecast the future effects of the assumed circumstances or factors is called. These definitions are directly from your book. Acting out or mimicking an actual or probable real life situation. Mimicking, copying, creating a prototype, right? To find a cause of the past occurrence. Why did something happen earlier? And to forecast the future. See, past also and future also. Both the things we have to study of the assumed circumstances. So, future effects. So, that is called as what? Simulation, linear programming, probability or regression. So, the answer is obviously simulation because that is mimicking, isn't it? Got it? Simulation can be used too. Where can I use the simulation? Read them. Read the important points. Find the causes for past occurrence. To forecast the future effects of an occurrence only. Find the causes for the past occurrence and forecast the future and to forecast the future effects of an occurrence. Neither to find the causes of the past occurrence nor to forecast the future effects. So obviously the answer is C, isn't it? Both of them. Simulation is appropriate to situations where, number one, now look at these. Look at the situations. To situations where size of the problem makes the size of other techniques difficult or impossible. So the problem is so huge. What can be the example of this? Size of the problem makes the size of the other techniques difficult or impossible. You are changing a software in your bank. The size of the problem is huge. If you miss out on the software, make some error over there, your complete bank will go for a toss. There will be huge chaos among the customers and the employees. So the problem is huge. So in that case, what you have to do? You have to focus on the prototype, testing first, test phase. We call it UAT, right? Second, complexity of the problem makes the use of other techniques difficult or impossible. The problem is so complex that it's very difficult for other techniques, okay, to be used. What do you mean by this? This is again the same example. Your new software of the bank. If the new software of the bank is not streamlined properly while implementing, it will create a huge chaos. Problem is impossible to be solved. Whenever the problem is impossible to be solved, in that case also. So which one do we use? 1 to 3 all? 1 and 2 only. 1 and 3 only, and 2 and 3 only. So where do we solve? Where do we use it? See, problem is this first two you have got it. I know it. 1 and 2 you have got it. So many of you might be thinking B is the answer. 1 and 2, size and complexity. But what about the third one? Problem is impossible. Suppose if any problem is impossible or it's very difficult to solve. Impossible means difficult, very tough. So in that case, you can also apply the simulation. In that case, what will you do? You will try some testing over here in the test environment. So if we can find a solution, right? So it is 1 to 3 all. Okay, 1 to 3 all. Simulation can be used with traditional statistical techniques, with traditional management techniques, without traditional statistical techniques, and without traditional management techniques. Only one is correct, only two is correct. 1 and 2 are correct, 3 and 4 are correct. What do you think? Simple one, a bit simple, right? Simpler one. So, without is out, without both of them, without is out. 1 and 2 are correct. With traditional statistical techniques and with traditional management techniques. Okay? In which of the following simulation can be applied? So, which of the following situations or fields simulation can be applied? Air traffic control queuing and aircraft maintenance, assembly line scheduling and inventory reorder design, railroad operations and facility layout, all of the above. So, where can you apply the simulation out of these three? Where can you apply the simulation out of these three? Yes, where can you apply the simulation out of these three? You can apply it in all of the above. In fact, the main part over here, that is financial management, because we are studying financial management. So financial management, it can be applied in financial management or in finance, in banking. We don't use the prototypes or physical models, we use equations. Simulations in financial model are created by equations. Okay, we form the equations and we put it to use so that We should be able to come to some conclusion, right? Got it? Dash is a way of studying effects of changes in the real system through models. Obviously, the answer is this, simulation. Okay? Your answer is very simple, simulation. Simulation is a method of studying the effects of changes in the real system through models. Just now we saw the definition also. Now the case study. This is very important case study. Pay attention to this, everyone. Supply chain optimization at Petronas. Now what is Petronas? Petronas is a company. It's a hypothetical company. We don't know whether it's real or no. It's just a name created. Supply chain operations at Petronas. This case study is related to the simulation exercise. Okay? Petronas, a multinational oil and gas company, faced significant challenges in its logistics and supply chain planning. The situation was ideal for simulation due to the following factors. So there is a company called as Petronas. It's a multinational company, oil and gas company. Nowadays we are seeing the importance of oil and gas, right? So much importance is given to oil and gas. That's why this specific I have taken it for oil and gas. Because everywhere in the world, everyone is now focusing on energy, oil and gas. Everyone, see, throughout the world you check, all the wars are happening because of energy, oil and gas, oil, gas. In US they use gas mainly. Nowadays we also have it, gas stations, right? CNGs. So this oil and gas company faced significant challenges in its logistics and supply chain planning. Okay, supply chain planning, it was facing a problem. Supply chain planning means what? Taking the material from one point to another, the trucks, the vehicles are getting mismatched. There is no record of which truck is going where, which train is going where is my cargo going, no record. Always this creates chaos in the companies. If you don't have any record keeping is the best thing one can have in the company. If you fail on record keeping, you might also experience the same thing, right, in the banks. If you miss out on some record, someday in future, this will come to hamper you or it will create blocks, okay? Same thing happens with companies. If the companies don't keep proper records, there's a huge chaos in the company. Record keeping, so record keeping means planning only. If you have proper record system and you can link one element to another, along with the critical path method, CPM we call it, CPM and PERT. These are the two techniques used in finance. Program evaluation and review techniques. CPM and PERT, critical path method and PERT. These two are very important techniques in case of simulation as well as this planning. It's not there for your studies, but it's a very important topic. If you can read it someday. So this supply chain planning basically relates to your data plus CPM plus PERT. The situation was ideal for simulation due to the following factors. So what were the factors? Size of the problem. The logistics network involved thousands of variables. What are the thousands of variables? As I told you, it can be a truck, many trucks. See, oil and gas company, you see those HPCL, BPCL trucks. So many trucks move, right, on the road. So it's very important to keep a track which truck is going where. Similarly, we are seeing trucks, but you can think of cargoes, oil cargoes going on. So many cargoes throughout the world. So this is a multinational company. It will have so many cargoes, ships moving through the seas. Everything needs to be tracked. Air, right? Through aeroplanes nowadays, right? So the logistic network involved thousands of variables. Second, complexity of the problem. The system included interconnected linear dependencies between production and storage. Again, so these were the two main problems faced by the Petronas company. Size, huge size, and second, complexity. Interconnectedness, linear dependencies between the production and storage. Very important part, production and storage. Whenever you discover the oil discovery will require the storage part. It's so huge, sometimes the demand is slack, so you have to store it somewhere. So that storage part, okay, is to be connected. Now you see the oil, OPEC countries we call it, OPEC, right? All this is dependent on the same demand and supply. How to store? Daily they are removing so much of the oil. So keep aside the environment part because that is also an important part. Many of the environmentalists feel so much oil digging will create pollution and create problems to the earth. But that's a separate part. I'm talking of business angle only. If I dig so much oil, if I take out so much of the oil, where will I keep it if there is no demand? So storage. And from that storage to the vehicles. Right? So this company faced these two problems. Petronas employed any logic simulation model to represent the real world system and test what if scenarios. So Petronas knew this was a problem. What did Petronas do? It applied this any logic, some company. See, it is another company. That company gives the solutions to simulations. Right? Solutions to simulations. Right? So it applied this any logic simulation model to represent the real world and test what if scenarios. What if means, see, what if scenario is an important scenario in simulation. What if means, if I do this, what will happen? If I do that, what will happen? If I connect this storage to this truck or this storage to this ship, what will happen? How can I save the cost? Will the cost be saved or will the cost be increased? Okay, will the logistic will be very simple or will the logistic be complex? So these are called as what if scenarios. So Petronas adopted this what if scenarios of any logic simulation. What would simulation how would simulation help the company? So this what if scenario or the simulation technique, how will it help the company? Let's see the four options. The simulation enabled planners to visualize bottlenecks, optimize inventory levels, and simulate emergency disruptions. See these points. Simulation will give you what if scenarios. What if means what happens when you go do this or that. Visualize the bottlenecks, where the problem lies, where the flow gets stuck. Optimize inventory levels, right? Optimize inventory means what? Just in time. We call it EOQ, economic order quantity. This is an important topic for you also. EOQ, economic order quantity, optimize the inventory levels. Then simulate emergency disruptions. Whenever there are emergency situations, how to handle those? What all are the plan B available to you in case of emergency situations? B, by transitioning from manual calculations to simulation, the company achieved faster planning cycles, increased logistics efficiency, and gained the ability to test strategies in a risk-free virtual environment. So where will simulation help the company? Company will achieve faster planning cycles. Planning cycles means very fast. Speed is very much needed nowadays in companies, right? Increased logistical efficiency, right? So logistic efficiency means the trucks and the cargoes and the airplanes will be connected to each other so that when one arrives, the second should be free to take the remaining part, right? and gain the ability to test strategies in the risk-free. See, test strategies. If you have computerized planning, if you have interconnected planning, then everything becomes easy, isn't it? Both A and B and none of the above. Obviously, the answer is, by the time you might have guessed it, the answer is both A and B. Got it? Everyone? So now the Republic Day sale is going on Adda 24/7. See, it's a huge sale. Republic Day price drop sale. For more information, call on this number. Don't forget this number, 098-198-19247. The prices of CAIIB Mahapack have been brought down to 6550. The lowest. And what do you get in CAIIB Mahapack? You get all the 15 batches per subject. 15 batches per subject. Then you get, if you purchase the increment Mahapack, you will be getting not only ebooks, but you will be getting physical question banks as well. Physical formula banks delivered at your home for all the subjects. Ebooks, mock tests, live classes. Mock tests are same as that of your main exam. Same. On all the Mahapacks, right now XXX validity is going on. Means you buy for 5 months, you get it for 15 months. You buy for 8 months, you get it for 24 months. So into 3. But for that, you'll have to use the code Y432. Never forget this code, Y432. Always purchase by downloading the app. First, download the app. It's available on both Google also and iPhone also. First, download it, because there you will be getting 1% extra discount. See this, I'll show you. And the new batches of Adda 24/7 are just starting. Okay, they are in the starting phase now. Look at the new batch. See this. This is for JAIIB, and the new batch for CAIIB is over here. See this, Officers Pro batch for CAIIB June. Don't miss this batch. On 23rd of Jan, starting. So join it ASAP. All the ebooks, mock tests, live classes, everything is there. All the subjects are covered. Use the code Y432 for joining this. See, I'll show you. Click on buy now. Use the code Y432. You will get highest discount. Y432. Click on apply. Look at this. Highest discount, 82% discount you are getting, plus 1% extra by downloading the app. If you purchase the Mahapack which I was showing you, see this. If you purchase the Mahapack, CAIIB Increment Mahapack, right now huge triple validity offer will be there for this Republic Day sale. Okay? So it's a huge thing. You buy for 5 months, you get it for 15 months. Also look at this. You buy for 9 months, you get it for 27 months. If you click on buy now and use the code Y432, see this. Again, you are getting 82% discount plus triple validity plus 1% extra discount by downloading the app. So don't miss that 1% also. Download the app first. Join it ASAP. Okay? Bye.